YouTube, how's it going? Frogs Angels back with some more NFL record predictions. We went team by team. We did all the teams besides the two today, the last two. Niners in this video and then the Seattle Seahawks in the following video. We're using this website, playoffpredictors.com, for all these videos. Great website, link in the description. Go check them out. But after we get through these two teams today, tomorrow, which is the Friday the 24th, we will predict the playoffs based on what I had in these videos. I'll predict playoffs, then predict Super Bowl, and then once we get closer to the season start date, I will get an updated. If anything changes, I'll give you guys an updated one video, division rankings, then playoffs and Super Bowl. Anything changes. Some things change here and there along the way on these videos. But this weekend as well, Sunday, we got a couple other Frogs Angels members making their predictions as well. We'll keep you posted on that. So expect something on Sunday. You know, if you follow our Twitter, Frogs_Angels, we'll keep you posted. We're trying to do a live stream, perhaps, maybe a video, but expect something Sunday. We will have a couple other guys make their predictions. Should be pretty fun. Then during the year, we got NFL Weekly Pick'ems. But on the Niners, let's talk about the Niners. I think another one of those balanced teams, but I think mainly the thing that stands out the most is pretty young. Good young talent, and I think they're a team of the future. If Jimmy Garoppolo pans out, which it looks like he will, the Rams and the Niners, I think, will have some good battles. And if Josh Rosen, steps up, I think we could have some good battles in the NFC West. Should be fun. Really nothing elite about their offense. Some people think Jimmy G's on his way to that. Maybe. I want to see more. But it's mainly just a balanced team. I think Marques Goodwin really breaks out. I mean, he's been pretty solid. He kind of broke out last year, you can say, at the end of the year. But love his speed. When he first came in the league, he was kind of just a runner, just a sprinter. That's kind of what he was. He had speed, but he's really learning the receiver position and really improved. Very impressive. They get McKinnon at running back. I like him in the Shanahan offense. Very good at catching the ball out of the backfield. Maybe the fastest running back in football. The only thing I want to see him improve in is hitting the holes. In between the tackles, sometimes he kind of bounces it around. So we'll see how he handles being the number one running back. Love his speed, though, and his pass-catching ability. Like their offensive line, pretty solid. It's a pretty good group. On the defensive side, I think that's where really the young talent stands out. The entire defensive line. That's a defensive line of the future. Solomon Thomas has got to break out this year. Was a top pick last year. Like the linebacker unit, Reuben Foster. Tons of potential. He already showed it. He can play. And he can be the best middle linebacker in football if he stays out of trouble. Defensive backs, Ahkello Witherspoon. Really like Witherspoon. A year ago, I was a big fan of him coming out of Colorado, so I expect him to keep growing. Really, I think the safety position is the only spot they could use some help. Obviously not terrible, but I think they can use some help at safety. But other than that, very balanced team, a team that could make a run for the playoff spot. It's tough being in the NFC. There is some darn good NFC teams, but they're heading in the direction to compete with those NFC teams, possibly be better than them in the near future. So we'll see. Let's break down the schedule. We got week 1 is in Minnesota. McKinnon versus old team. That should be a good one. I like the Vikings in this one. The Niners got the young talent. The Vikings are kind of young too, but they're kind of already at that stage of being a contending team. The Niners are trying to get there right now. So I think the Vikings are the better team. I think they'll be more prepared. But, crazier things have happened in week 1 for sure. So you can't count out the Niners. But we'll see. Week 2, home against the Lions. I like them over the Lions. I think they're a much more complete team than the Lions. But the Lions do have Matt Stafford. Some think Jimmy G can play better than Stafford. I don't know about quite yet. Garoppolo ends the season undefeated. He did throw some picks, though. Winning's the most important thing, but I want to see more. I want to see more against good defenses. I can't wait to see more from this guy, really. So, true test week 1, against the Minnesota defense. That's really going to tell us a lot. But then week 2, I think they bounce back. Week 3 against the Chiefs, the Niners defense could be good. It's heading in the right direction to be great. I don't think it's great yet. The Chiefs got some good offense. I think they score some points on them. I take the Chiefs in that one. In LA for the Chargers game, I like the Chargers in that one. I think the Chargers are a similar team because they're complete, they're balanced. I think the Chargers are further along in that process. Maybe it's because Phillip Rivers is a veteran. couple other veterans on the team that are pretty good, but then young talent at the same time. I like the Chargers at home there. And then the Niners will play the Cardinals in San Francisco in Week 5. I like the Niners there. Division game, they're home and they're the better team. I like them against the Cardinals. I think it's a bad matchup for the Cardinals, too, going against a team like the Niners. That's just how I feel. Week 6 is in Green Bay. It's Monday night. Tough to play in Lambeau on Monday night. Like I said, Niners could have a solid defense, but I think the Packers, as long as they're healthy, will still score on the Niners and other teams' defenses, no matter how good they are, really. So I'll take the Packers in that one. Week 7, home against the Rams. It is home, so that makes it tough, but I think pretty similar teams, but then you look at the Rams and they just have more elite talent while being similar. You look at Todd Gurley, Brandon Cooks. I don't know if Brandon Cooks is elite, but he's up there. And then the defensive side, they got elite talent on the defensive side. The Niners are heading in that direction to be similar in that way, but I think it's a bad matchup for the Niners. The Rams win that one, even though they're away. Week 8, they play the Cardinals so soon again, 5-8. Again, I don't like the matchup for the Cardinals. Cardinals could be a sneaky team, but for the matchup reason, I think the Niners 2-0 this year. I really don't think they get 2-0'd. I think they can go 1-1 against them, but I'm predicting a 2-0. Week 9 is home against the Raiders, Thursday night game. That's going to be a good one. I'm predicting a pretty high-scoring battle. Thursday night in San Francisco, I got to go with the Niners on that one. I think it could go either way. So in those situations, I do like the home team. Week 10 is against the Giants. I think the Niners can slow down Saquon. They're not going to stop him. Obviously, we haven't seen him play yet, so we don't really know if it's necessary to slow him down. But I think everyone agrees that he's going to be a dominant player. But I think the Niners win the matchup battle. It's also Monday night in San Francisco. They got Thursday, then they got Monday. So I like them in that game. Then they got the bye week. Coming off the bye week, they play the Buccaneers. I really like the Niners in that one, too. I think the Buccaneers will struggle this year coming off the bye week. And the Niners are one of those teams. There's a few teams I mentioned it. I think as the season goes on, they could get better and better. Young team, more time for Jimmy Garoppolo on that team, more time Shanahan coaching on that team another year. They're going to keep getting better. Week 13 is in Seattle. I said they 2-0 the Cardinals, but I don't know if they can do it to the Seahawks. I got Russell Wilson at home in this one. Russell Wilson's going to win some games single-handedly, and he's done that in the past. He's going to do it. So I got the Seahawks in Week 13. Home against Denver. The Broncos got a pretty good pass rush. They can get after Jimmy G. Maybe that's his weakness. But the Niners' offensive line I like. At home against the Broncos, I'll take the Niners in a good one. Week 15, home against Seattle. They don't get too old by them. I think they win that one. Week 16, home against Chicago. Should be a good game. I think the Bears are in the same boat as the Niners. I think they can improve as the season goes on as long as it's not completely over early, which I think they'll still be trying to fight for a wild card spot, even though because the NFC is so stacked. It might not be looking good for maybe either of these teams, but these are the teams that will keep fighting, I think, to the end and have some sort of chance, and they'll both be getting better towards the end. So good game here. I think Niners being home gives them the edge. I will take them. And Week 17 is in L.A. Again, I don't like that matchup with them, and this one is in L.A., so I got to go with the Rams there. So 9-7, I think that's very realistic. Going into this, it's kind of what I was thinking. I was thinking 8-8, 9-7. I just don't think they're there yet. I think Jimmy G, I want to see more from Jimmy G. I know he's good, but maybe the hype's a little too strong. Maybe he's gonna struggle here and there against some good teams. So I want to see more. I want to see more. What we're gonna get. I don't know if the hype is true. If he lives up to that already, then it's gonna be a darn good team. So it's really on the quarterback there. I don't think their defense will be elite, but I think it can be very good. It's on its way to being elite. Going back and looking, Week 1, the Vikings are the heavy favorites, but anything can happen in Week 1. Did have them beating the Lions in Week 2. I think that can go either way. They could beat the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs' defense could struggle. 2-0 against the Cardinals. They could lose one there. They could beat the Rams at home. I gave them wins against the the Raiders and the Giants. I think they could lose one of those. So I really think it's a realistic record. I think it could be even 8-8, somewhere around there. It's mainly because they're still developing a little bit. They're pretty far along in that stage. It's looking good, but it's mainly because they're still developing a little bit, need a couple more years, a year or two, and mainly because the NFC is just so dominant, so stacked. I think this would be a playoff team in the AFC. Play more AFC teams, win more games, possibly. Depends on who the teams are, but the NFC is better than the AFC right now. I think everyone knows that. So, that'll be it for the Niners, 9-7. Let me know what you guys think. Subscriber goals, 10K subscribers. Please click that button if you haven't already to help us out, and then we much appreciate if you click the like button as well. But that'll do it for this one. Stay tuned for more videos. Again, you should expect a video on Sunday or over the weekend. More predictions. And then next week, my final updated predictions all in one video, so that should be good. And then weekly NFL and college pick'ems. So that's coming up soon. So can't wait for all that. Thanks for watching. That'll do it for this one. Goodbye.